Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.pro's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to more Star Series 13 action. That's right, we're in Season frickin' 13 of Starladder, and they've teamed up with iLeague here, and it is OG going against Virtus.pro. We're in Day 2 of Stage 2 action, and this is Game 2 of Best of 3. I hope I'm not confusing everyone with all the crazy numbers, but Kyle Guy here, and I'm not going to be going at it solo. I got a new buddy in crime who's going to be joining me, co-casting. I got the mighty Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance, first I want to ask, how are you doing today? And second, I want to know your opinion on people who pronounce LAN, L-A-N, because that just throws me off.
For the answer to the first, I'm doing quite well. You know, it's unfortunate that I missed the first game by like 5-10 minutes, but I had one of those 10-hour sleeps last night, and that was a really, really good feeling. But for the second question, LAN, LAN, CDEC, CDEC, there are people, you know. People are people. People do people things, you know. Let them be.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. That guy got his money. That's all we know. Who did the voiceover work, that's for sure. But did you get to catch much of game number 1? You know, Virtus.pro, we already know this is Silent's debut on their roster, who had been with Empire for what feels like forever. But now he's like, you know, Illidan, we've had enough of your core vengeful spirit and mighty Ags Veno. Maybe even your crazy silencer, and we're going to go with Silent here. I want to know what you think about Silent joining the Virtus.pro roster now, and maybe if you got to catch much of their game 1 performance, how they looked with their debut.
To be frank about it, Coddleman, I was really surprised at the news. Of course, I caught it during game 1 when I saw it on Reddit with Illidan's release statement kind of thing. And I really thought VP was like the CIS scene's definition of the 5 guys banding together type of thing, like CDEC style.
Yeah.
And again, it just hit me with a surprise because, you know, anytime I talk to those boys, form of just indirect conversations or directly, they would always say like, oh yeah, Illidan, you know, that guy, he single-handedly carries some of their games. And of course, in the past, I never really saw it that way, but I could see how they could as friends and teammates and all these things. So yeah, the news kind of shocked me, and you know, 1 game was too early to tell. Of course, I think he had a pretty good last game. It's unfortunate that they lost to OG. No shame in that, of course. So yeah, we'll see how game 2 goes here.
Yeah, I mean they saw the PL come out from that 4th to 5th pick for OG, and I guess it was just too tempting to try to go for the Ember Spirit. It was a lot on the shoulders, it felt like, for Silent that game. Plus we got to see G play Tiny in the mid lane, which is not something that really stands out to me as a G hero right away. We know him more for, of course, his crazy Shadow Fiends, Queen of Pains and stuff. We'll have to see if he continues to try to flex his hero pool a bit more, or if he's gonna, you know, go back to what seems to work here. For now, though, let's break down the draft a bit. The early bans for OG is getting rid of the Shadow Fiend, and they themselves banning the Wisp. I guess they recognize that Virtus.pro will play a Wisp from time to time, and they're going to use their first set of picks here to get the Tusk and a Doom, which still creeps through. Again, second time straight, OG are going to be playing the Doom here, Claire. And Virtus.pro, their response for the Doom early is getting up the AA. So, all right, a reasonable head start.
Yeah, I mean, it's for a support pick. It's only the first, but I think that sets up a Doom kill relatively easy, because right now the problem with Doom is very, very hard to deal with the Scorched Earth regen, especially when he wants to fight early. And of course, again, I caught the tail end of the last game, and it didn't seem like Doom had the major impact as much as you mentioned, the PL getting overfarmed against the Ember as well as the Tiny. It's a scenario you see every day, but Doom certainly helping, adding to that flavor with the Doom ability, being able to knock out heroes. And I guess they felt that this is the hero they could fight up against, and they really want to opt out against the Winter Wyvern and Undying. Of course, reasonable choices against OG as well. They're very lane-centric, very good with their defensive supports, and Dazzle, Wyvern, Undying, all these heroes you always have to watch out for when they want to first pick or not, along with the Tusk, actually.
Yeah, oh, I agree with you. I will, just as a side note, it does sound like a little bit of the static monster is coming into your microphone, so I don't know if it's something you can just kind of handily check on the side, but while you do so, I certainly agree with you. You know, it's one of those things, a lot of these teams love to get a head start, and especially formulating a huge team fight where it can seem almost too wombo combo-ish, but how many games have we seen where if they're able to kind of pull that ridiculous dance off, and next thing you know, the graph spikes back the other direction, and they're just kind of in full control here. So I'm curious to see where Virtus.pro are going to be taking it in response to this Doom. Not get, you know, last time it felt like Moon was able to kind of do as he pleases, and he almost put together almost a pub style build, building up even that Silver Edge there at the back end. Ancient Operations is a step in the right direction, helping with this crazy Scorched Earth and Sustain. But I'm curious if they're going to be able to take it a step further. But yeah, they get a Darkseer now, which is a hero that used to be pretty much first pick contention, but has wavered a bit since then. I wouldn't mind seeing them pull out maybe what could have been a classic or just something they occasionally run. Maybe get, what do you think about maybe a Spirit Breaker as like their number 2 support? You get the benefit of that Ion Shell, and maybe adding extra pressure onto Miracle in the mid lane with whatever he decides to go for. I don't know what you think.
Spirit Breaker would have actually been a good option, entirely because they
Turn to ban.
and Jarl's like one of the best safe lane carries. I can deal with that dual lane aggression coming out of Darkseer +1, Spirit Breaker or Tusk or whatever the hero Undying. It just fights them with the Rocket Barrage, and I think with their ban they definitely had that in mind. And OG I think recognized the same thing and said, hey, you want to go aggro against? Give you the option. Spirit Breaker right away. I think smart counterbans and a little bit of mind play between both teams coming out so far, but I definitely won't pass them to figure out something else with the Darkseer, because as you said, man, the wavering, its impact in the offlane as a solo offlaner is slowly diminishing.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sorry, Claire, do you mind if we try switching over to Skype right now? It could be a thing with TeamSpeak. Do you think that's going to be okay? I'll be right here. I can actually call you at the moment. I think it's your end. Just hearing a bit of like builds up slowly. It's like it sounds like you're just being swallowed whole by it. Like I'm like, oh god, I hear this valuable Dota information coming out from your mouth, but this monster is just like creeping up on your shoulder, just like. So let's go ahead and switch over to Skype and see if it works. No problem, man. I'm gonna put the mute on here. Give everybody a call on the other system and hope that sounds better. Sorry guys about that. Oh, call failed. Let's give that another ring-a-ding.
Reserve time.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? That sounds a bit better. All right. Let's just hope that it kind of works from here on out. It does sound a bit better though, so we'll hope that everything works there. Sorry about that. There it is again. Let's just see if it makes its way into a good spot. But all right, now moving in. Luckily, the teams have been a bit patient with us here, and now they finally decide to ban out what looks like the Tiny from the side of OG. Quickly followed up with a good, solid Dazzle grab, and we just made our way through Phase 2, Claire, and no Huskar has been banned. I wonder if that's something Virtus.pro could be, you know, a bit touchy about here. Is it possible we could see a Huskar pop up for OG?
I mean, with the Dazzle pick, it's always within possibility, I feel.
Oh, they have the AA though.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
AA, while it's not,
remaining.
you know, I guess when you see Huskar, I guess a lot of people immediately
5 seconds remaining.
the ultimate most. But you have a Dazzle,
Time.
and of course that usually negates the AA's effect. Really gets hacking himself. The idea of the Huskar is you want to close out game with the snowball potential. VP with that third pick, Disruptor, another hero that doesn't actually do anything with Huskar. It a lot of magic damage and a lot of necessary, so a lot of wombo combo potential.
Oh
but
yeah.
at the same time, a degree of difficulty of execution along with that.
Yeah, it also does feel like it's like the one and done kind of a thing. Like the execution isn't there, and next thing you know, you got a Static Storm for nobody and a vacuum that was already wasted. Then you are stuck into a bit of a rut here. Oh, we've seen this story before. The 4th pick PL coming out again. Virtus.pro could see this and again be like, "Oh, I would love to go for the Ember Spirit here. We even have a Darkseer on our team. That's lovely." But again, there's that Doom on the other side. What do you think, Claire? Is it something you risk again, or do they say, "Oh, Silent, we'll give you something a bit different this time"?
Honestly, I feel like Ember's. I think if Ember can get to the late game stage, quite strong. But it's another hero that they add to the pool where if they don't play it really well or snowball with, they're going to be disadvantaged. So as you said, there is the Doom in play, and of course Wraith King is actually the choice. Not the pick I was especially against Phantom Lancer, because with the Diffusal Blade, Wraith King just...
Yes.
But Ember, I think, was a pretty good possibility. We know what Ember does to it. We'll get to see it last game, the same form. Generally speaking, nice counter.
Can't hate on a Wraith King too much, though. This is a silent classic. He used to put this into his repertoire along with, of course, his mighty Gyro before even the Gyro or Wraith King became a thing. And it's something we also see teams like Secret even pull out when they're like facing a crazy Doom. And we'll have to see if it's going to be the case for him. I'm curious, what do you think about like do you think like that slasher buildup is like the way you do a Wraith King? I believe it's typically like what you get something like a Blade Mail, so you get the extra mana. Of course, you get attack damage, and then you go for the Mighty Radiance, and maybe after that you consider a Refresher. Is that like the practical buildup for Wraith King, or do you still think it's something that's a bit more situational depending on the game at hand?
I think Wraith King is definitely... my knowledge, I think Silent does play that traditional Wraith King where he goes, he likes to go like the Armlet Blink fighting type of build. For this game, I definitely wouldn't mind the Blade Mail option, you know, mana.
10 seconds remaining.
You know, in general, it offers a lot of really good stats. But against heroes like Tusk Dazzle, they're very momentum based heroes. Tusk
Reserve time.
kit, he obviously doesn't want to walrus punch himself with zero damage coming out.
Virtus.pro's turn.
Yeah, it's a good option. Another thing that Blade Mail is good against is Ember Spirit, because when Ember damages you, bypasses his it's his HP.
And he's not one to get a BKB typically. You know?
Exactly.
So you don't want to have to get that BKB. That means you're doing something wrong. But don't get to see this combo in the same team very often. A PL and an Ember Spirit. Can't help but feel like it's almost yin and yang in a sense. So they have each of the great counterparts side by side. Are we worried at all, Claire, that this is a bit greedy from OG? I mean, it feels a bit greedy. Doom, I know he can farm pretty damn fast, but he still has a little bit of a build-up. PL has a build-up for sure, and so does Ember Spirit. I mean, could Virtus.pro still somehow salvage it a bit by maybe coming together and making pushes happen sooner? I just feel like it can't be. It's a bit greedy.
I think if we're looking for that sort of timing from D to try and punish this greed, oh, you know what? D so good against both, as well as PL in the early. It's somewhat resilient to Doom because of, and of course with the Dark, you're being able to push in the offlane. If they grab a couple tier 1 lead out of the Dread Knight, they can really snowball. I do agree OG in that sense is a greedy, but if VP gonna become real tough, because as you said, with greed comes a lot of scaling potential. Do you have bounty on that?
Yeah, Virtus.pro definitely need to put their foot forward on pushing objectives, restricting the farm for OG, and not allowing them to kind of peak there in the end, because the late game is certainly of abundance here for OG, and even Mighty Silent won't have a good answer for it. It's gonna be risky for him too. It's look, I imagine being a Diffusal Blade PL on the other side, so Wraith King is gonna be in a bit of trouble, and already crit again, trying to do his signature early scouting and warding. Not going to be happening. A ward this time was planted in the lane, so last time he planted down the sentry, and this time he will not, and they're going to have all that extra aggressive vision here for the offlane setup, but I'm assuming they're going to do a bit of a swap around. Moon for now is hanging in the jungle, and I imagine, yeah, okay, crit will step out from there. A lot of early audible calls happening here, Claire. We'll see now. Looks like Miracle. They're going to put priority, of course, onto the top rune here. And the level 1 fight, kind of up in the air, that would feel like for either team. And it looks like DK Phobos is not going to have any of it. He's going to just get an early start on blocking his offlane a bit. So, yeah, so suppose he'll be fine like that. What do we feel about the early laning setup, though? Maybe, like, in particular, the DK having to go against this mid lane Ember Spirit, not a matchup we see a whole lot, but if it's going to be able to succeed for him a bit, and if, they're actually going to put Crit in the off lane. So that's another thing, Claire. Oh, apparently Claire's having a bit of a shaky connection to Skype, so we'll try our best to get that resolved on the side.
Hi there, can you hear me?
And he's back. Claire, what's up, man? I'm sorry. It seems like when we go over to Skype, you sound a bit better, but the connection seems to be a bit wonky at times. Hopefully
Yeah,
it can
maybe
resolve
it
itself.
is on my end. I guess we'll try to tough it out for the time being. I don't personally know
Or
another
not.
solution.
If you can still hear me, I can't hear you. We can try going back over to TeamSpeak, seeing if that works. In the meantime, it just hung up and disconnected. My goodness. All right, we'll try again. Hello, my friend. Are you there? How's it going?
Hi there. Is it okay?
Sorry. It sounds good now. Sorry, Skype and connections being a bit shaky. Unfortunately, can't be too much in our control. But I was asking a bit about laning setup, DK versus Ember. Not something we see very often, but a bit of a role swap here. They're going straight to the jungle with Moon on his Doom, and Crit is going to be taking off lane on his Tusk. So a little different here from OG.
Yeah, I think this is actually the best way to exploit the amount of greed they have in the early stages. I mean, ganking the DK, unless you send both Dazzle and Tusk, it'd be hard, and even then, it's like not a guaranteed execution. And of course, against the Tri-Lane, you don't really expect to get much, especially against an A Tri-Lane with both Disruptor who can pull you back and a Wraith King that can stun you for 2 seconds. So, in order to take advantage of best and
Bobo's eating a little bit of harassment. We'll decide to step back and away here. And we'll have to see if this optimal, selfish, greedy kind of a lineup early on from OG is going to be going unpunished or not. I'm sure by now Virtus.pro are like, okay, Moon is not in lane. Moon is definitely jungling here. And he just got a free bounty rune. Easy walkout grab, and he'll just go right back in the jungle and go back to work. But do Virtus.pro have much to respond to that? I mean, Disruptor AA, Claire, is not a very aggressive support duo we know to roam around and make ganks happen. So I have a feeling that OG are going to be getting away with a pretty damn greedy early game without much trouble.
Oh yeah. For the time being, this is definitely the case. The game will really start when the AA picks up level 6, and then all of a sudden, this Dragon Knight with an ultimate, as well as the instant Dragon Tail, he can be a much larger threat, especially against heroes like Ember, who normally don't expect to die to these heroes, but with the AA blast, you just never know.
Ooh, Fly commits to the poison touch there for Darkseer, so I'm not sure if he just leveled it up at that moment, but he's feeling pretty confident that he'll get to be a bit more aggressive with his Dazzle. And at least for now, they'll force... If they can't kill DK Phobos, it's almost near a death that he has to do the long walk of shame back to base. We'll have enough for the TP, though, to make his return, but he is definitely getting bullied back. Compare that over, his Crit is already making some early stacks here in the Ancient Camp. And he'll make his return back to lane now. So he's having a pretty pleasant time, but we look at the big breadwinners overall, and it's still, Ember out in front 21-4, and then Silent nipping at his heels at about 18-7. So steady as she goes, but as long as OG are kind of getting away with taking so much for free off the map, I'm sure they got to feel pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And as you can see, Miracle bullying G here at the middle line again. With level 3 shield, he knows that G can't burn it down in time, but here it is, the TP aggression.
The mighty Chilling Touch comes out now, and both supports even coming in for this one. And obviously they'll be able to swarm over Miracle, and there's not much he would be able to do in that kind of awkward 3v1, but Moon will kind of take place in the lane for now in his absence and clear up some easy XP and at least try to pose a little bit of threat to G in the meantime. But strong start here for G, and he's getting pretty close already to his level 6. Bottle's coming back in, and he's making for good pacing here. And Fly, it looks like he probably just denied himself, right? Yeah, he had no gold, just denies himself to get the quick trip back to Fountain.
Yeah, that whole engagement at mid looked so effortless because, as I say that, there's a kill. Silent died.
I don't know how. Shouldn't really be brought down so easily from a lane where the supports were already back. Crit, it cost him his own life. Maybe a brilliant, looked like a shard trap under the tower, ate a bit too much damage from the tower and from maybe nearby creeps, and goes down. A bit of a miscalculation there. Was he first one down as well? No,
Yeah,
they
it was
got
a
the
nice
Tusk
return
first.
kill.
Yeah, very good.
And he does pick up an result, so of course he doesn't get the EXP, but a kill on the carry it's got to boost your confidence no matter what.
Oh, for sure. Back at mid lane, the trade continues, but again, it looks like it could be deja vu for Miracle. No, this time he's able to get the kill there at the end. Looks like it may cost him his life, but this time he is able to get G down first and foremost. Well, there you have it. Miracle just continues to press on in, not too worried about the possible rotations to come. And this time he's able to succeed.
Radiant's bottom tower.
A classic triple remnant into the enemy target at the middle line. Again, didn't expect the K to go down, but hey, sometimes being tanky is not tanky enough.
Yeah, he put all three into Breathe Fire. So only has the 1 point for his passive for now, I guess. So. Crit pulling back and away. Lil's getting close, but I would be a bit careful here. There's a side rotation from Moon, and looks like Moon's not going to have anything of that for now. But no attention towards the Wraith King here. He's kind of still being able to do as he please. But top lane is where they might make a go on the Phobos. No, Phobos, he's got that surge. He'll be able to make it away, no problem. And we're just back to our tussling here in the mid lane.
And this is something I never see on Darkseers in general. Magic Wand. It's a pickup that he took here because he thought that PL, somewhat of a spam-centric hero, you know, he spammed with the lance as well as the doppelganger to tank up the Iron Shell. Most importantly, the Dazzle, who's gonna have to rely on his Shadow Wave spam in order to deal with the Darkseer Iron Shell push. So again, not an item that I'm familiar to seeing with on the Darkseer, but it might turn out to be a smart pickup.
One quick pop of the wand will allow him to get that surge and I guess out from trouble, but yeah, for now is just looking to bank on the spamminess, which No-Tail, as you can see, is pretty spammy here. But he'll have to kind of play a slow game here in their Darkseer a bit. And you compare him over to Moon. Moon is still just trying to even get level 5. Has like the free farm to work with here, but he still needs a bit of time before he can push up to his level 6. And there doesn't seem to be any sort of stacks in reserve for him right now. So they're going to be fine. They're saving their stacks. Oh, I thought they were going to go for the Ancient, but the Ancient wasn't even stacked up yet. But, oh well. Steady as she goes.
As well.
This is, you know, unusual. I figured Virtus.pro would be the team to kind of get off their feet first. Maybe something unexpected, especially Doom getting involved in the gank before he's level 6, but they really want to get this pesky Darkseer. He only has a Tornado as well. Doesn't have like a net or anything really optimal for the catch, but they're going to give it a go.
He's dead.
Phobos, nah, not surging away. They got the snowball right there, but look at that. The back end of the surge might be enough. He gets hit with a poison touch, drops the wall, and I don't think a TP is going to be coming. So with that, they're able to kind of catch up to him, get the right click in, and he will be going down.
Yeah, neat traps coming out of the wall there, but unfortunately, as you said, no TP rebuttal. Instead, VP are going to roll in for mid to try and push the tower, but Miracle's already back with full HP and mana. So this push is going to be mitigated.
I like how they tried to glimpse him as well, but he was quick to get the remnant down, so as he goes back to base, he makes his return once more, and VP are not going to be able to really get big damage on the tower, and now they're going to be caught out in the river from both sides. They make their move on to FNG. G is going to be forced to stun up Miracle, but that means FNG is going to be going down the wrong way, and he gets quickly trapped up from crit, and we'll be going down.
Oh, gee, this is
Will they converge? No, they will not.
Yeah, that looked kind of scary for a second, right? I was thinking the Tuskar would shard and roll in 3 heroes, and G might have just fallen, but I guess they saw that 1.2k life points is a little bit too heavy, and the shard itself was all cooldown for like another 2 seconds, so decided to do otherwise against it. But in the end, G does get some extra tower damage going through, but they do lose the Ancient Apparition for it.
DK can be deceptively tanky at that point. And yeah, the memes are apparently taking over, but they don't commit for the push there. G's going to continue to farm up. Wasn't really good for the first hurrah to try to take down the tower. Bottom lane though, stun in from Silent, trying to get some harassing damage on the crit, but they have the glimpse. They do. It's level 3 kinetic field right under the tower, but it's a snowball dodge, but still brings them into trouble. And with that, they're going to be able to get the last hit. FNG picks that one up.
Glimpse or the snowball, either way, I think they're happy.
Alright, so Silence back on the groove. Was brought down surprisingly before, but it looks like he's back on track for now, Claire. He's got the best CS in the game, 62 now and 22. Ori got the broadsword. It's looking pretty cookie cutter from what we were imagining in the draft. He's got to get that blade mail first, but mid lane. G dishes in with a good dragon tail. Follow up static storm, kinetic field. Miracle not looking to be able to get away, but they do have fly with the grave, and he is gone, but he is back. Beautifully timed glimpse puts him right back in his place, and there's going to be the fire coming out from G, and that's going to be the kill. Nicely orchestrated there from Virtus.pro.
Yeah, that was actually really close. I thought they had the Ancient Apparition 6 with that smoke, because I knew Lil had the ultimate, and I figured both of them would, but considering the fact that A died earlier, I guess he missed out on a little bit of potential EXP. In the meantime, Silence going down at bottom for the second time.
They're swarming him. Just when I was getting ready to praise him for being able to make up from that farm, now he's not able to make it back in a way, and he certainly does not have the ultimate anymore. He's down for the count. And OG will be able to at least pick up a trade for themselves after losing Miracle, and, well, mid lane, Miracle makes his return.
Yeah, and you know what? They didn't even use Doom for that kill. Either one of those stats Silence, so they still have that available, and they're going to be able to push towers. This is honestly VP. They're ahead on the farm. We see DK 1k over the farmer side of the enemy team on no tail, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. They need to be able to hold these towers and continue on with. Now it doesn't seem. Oh, they're coming in though.
They want to make something happen. There's the glimpse. They'll get Moon. Moon still has that Doom you talked about here. Is he going to be able to get it off before he does go down? No. He gets dropped immediately. OG see this, and they're like, ew, I don't like that. They get the hell out of there. Looks like they'll be able to make it back in a way. Good rotation in, and, you know, this is supposed to be Virtus.pro's time. They need to kind of make more of it right now, starting to add some pressure onto these tier 1s. We can already recognize the serious dominant late game of OG, but FNG, who gets caught out, spazzes out his Ice Blast real quick, but will be going down to the last tick of that urn. Wrong place at the wrong time for him, unfortunately, and Virtus.pro realize they might need to find an alternate escape plan here from the bottom lane. Lil brings word. They're coming. He's able to glimpse back Moon, but he eats a Doom for it, and here comes Crit. He's got Shard and Snowball. Boom! Gets an easy catch on the Lil. This guy is a marksman with his Shards. With that, he'll leave them for the rest of the team. He's already moving on to his next succulent treat. He tries to get a Snowball on the G. There's another Shard catch between the two. Now comes the rotation back from the dead. FNG is here, but he has no ultimate yet. 2 seconds he will. And let's see who he lines up for. It looks like they find No Tail, the best target. Gets healed up a bit. Moon is back. Oh, it's a 4-man Ice Blast because of the gathering into the Snowball. But it does keep him alive in the meantime. Grave is going to be there, but ultimately he will go down. Silent back in action. G's going to get the kill on that one. Dominating for him. They move over. They catch Moon. Dragon Tail connection from G, and that is going to be his demise. Virtus.pro looking to walk away with 3 kills all day.
Yeah, and one of the things I was curious about at the start of the game is how they're going to distribute the roles. We know No-Tail usually takes up the PL. Well, of course, we've seen Miracle play both heroes as well, and this time it looks like Miracle is on the Ember. I was curious to see if he's going to go Treads or the bots, and with the recent transition of bots being like heavily favored, I guess he is going for it now with 1.6k save. But he didn't have a TP for bottom there. Really nice reaction coming out of him there too. He actually didn't Ice Blast. I must have checked bottom lane to see if Ancient Apparition was showing or not. Dodged another gank, which is, he didn't have a TP for that engagement. I came in with the triple, wiped all of them.
Yeah.
But he did get the mid tower out of it, so and VP do come out ahead.
VP still looking for more here. They commit a Static Storm. And they're even gonna send back Moon just to be safe, but just a one-man job. No, they did not. I'm pretty sure they
just
did not.
The introduction of the blink, right? Yeah, he showed it at bottom. He bought it at the side shop, and then he blinked away. It was really nice. I think Fly might be in trouble. Yeah, I think he's dead.
Yep. Oh, for sure. Oh, that was vicious right there. I mean,
no chance.
Hard-ass crit at the end, just to really put him in the grave. Fly will be going down, but look who's doing work in the top lane here. No Tail continues to kind of siege on the side, starting to get it back towards this tier 2 tower. But for Virtus.pro, they get that tier 1 down. She's able to do it, and this is where they can really begin to turn it up.
He's probably the most active PL I've ever seen. Both like pubs, pro, whatever. Most PLs will just opt for the bots option, and I still do think way superior to Treads after trying.
Oh, they got Miracle here. Looks like Claire. Bottom lane, they made a jump in. They got a good Ice Blast. He's remnanting back as far as he can, but Lil is like, get back over here. And it just comes right into an easy kill.
Versus Ember is always a very interesting interaction. Most of the time it's disruptive because it's so easy to just glimpse and Static Storm wherever the Ember is, but sometimes you'll have the Embers dodge both glimpse as well as all these other spells coming out, and it's really neat to see that. But Silent at top, He
He's
still
in
has the
trouble.
reincarnation.
Yep, and there's obviously no defusal yet, no way to rid of the mana he's currently got. Assistance should be on the way here, but he will be losing
Dire's bottom
his ultimate.
dear.
It is level 2 now. The cooldown's a bit lower, but they turn it right back for crit. Crit should be going down, will go down. A backline catch. And look at that! A beautiful glimpse back, but no! Doppelganger is going to be avoiding that one. G moves in regardless. They're going to get the kill onto Fly, and No Tail was able to make it out from trouble.
Honestly, I'm still somewhat surprised that OG made that attempt. There was no way they can have enough damage for a second instance, and as soon as he died the first time and slowed everybody in the area for 70%, you have to imagine that tier 2 teleports are coming into rebuttal engagement.
Dire's
And
structures
right now, OG, they don't have a chance in
Dire's top
hell
tower
to
is
fight
under
against
attack.
VP's lineup without the Ember Spirit being there. And Ember, with this item choice, he's not really in a condition to fight either. It's a tough fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Virtus.pro with that will be able to claim their third tier 1 tower. They're just going to start going through that quick checklist here. And woo, what an interesting grab, Claire. Let's talk about this one. The
Radiant's
armlet
middle tower is
coming
under
together
attack.
for Dragon Knight. Normally we know him to maybe pick up something like a Shadow Blade, hell, a BKB. Well, we might have to hold that thought here. They're trying to make it go on the fly. This Glimpse kinetic field connection will be off its mark, though, and he'll be able to make it away. But bottom lane, the action just doesn't stop. G's going to be making a move for crit now. Gets a Dragon Tail. He's committed for the ulti. And now he's going to try to make a getaway here, and he's not going to be able to make it out, man. Plenty of damage comes in with the nuke and additional right-click, and he's going to get dropped. So a successful pick on the bottom. Almost got one there on the fly. And G gets to show off his new armlet.
Yeah, you know, there's actually no other item in the game around 2k that could have gotten him that kill there except that armlet. Pretty nice pickup, I'd say.
Do you think there's more outside of just that, though? I mean, you know, you can laugh. Well, worth now, because we got a quick and easy kill on that little crit Tusk, but, you know, is it going to help him out in the long run? I mean, like I said, normally they play a bit more defensive, but I guess you're looking at the other team and you're seeing a Doom, and you're like, oh, is there really a point in getting a BKB against someone like a Doom? Will I even be the target of something like that? I guess he is already going to get assaulted by Tusk pretty hard. It could help with a Diffusal Blade a bit, but I don't know. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, are we confident Armlet could be a strong choice for G?
The thing with Armlet is like it's sort of been categorized at this point where it's like a early mid-game centric item, and the reason why Huskar picks it up all the time is because not only can he survive with it, but it just helps the snowballing process so much better.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this game as well, they really want to snowball and just push this advantage, and in that sense, they have like sufficient region to do so between DK as well as heals coming out. I thought.
Wow, they got great sight there with the Ice Vortex. And because of that little bit of sight, Lil sets it up with the Glimpse, and Moon goes down, Doom in hand. Virtus.pro find themselves a nice little setup, and they will turn that into some additional pressure here. And they've got a new fresh set of wards down. Look at these aggressive wards. They're just taking over the OG woods right now. And with that, OG are just going to have to try to find some farm elsewhere. No Tail continues to creep inside the Virtus.pro woods, but now that they have full vision on the OG side, we could see Virtus.pro try to take it back.
Yeah, you know what? Silent's going for it. He's going for the build. He's got the relic available, and he's about to get Radiance.
My goodness.
Before I go on with the Dragon Knight note, have you seen this build in pubs? I've heard about it recently. There's this streak happening with Dragon Knights that will blink into Radiance.
Radiance on a Dragon Knight? No.
Yeah, no troll. Apparently it's happening, and apparently pretty interesting.
Well, I guess my pubs are not next level enough for that, but what is the benefits, I suppose, to going for a Radiance over something that would have been a bit more standard? Is it the sudden quick burst of damage? Is it the fact that he's constantly in your face? And, well, hold on a second. They're making a possible trade here bottom. I think it's just Silent dancing around a bit, knowing he has his ultimate, but I'm just kind of curious what the... Oh, God. Nope. Phobos now caught out in trouble. No Tail. Look at how sneaky he is.
Oh.
Creeps in from the backside of Virtus.pro and gets a free grab. Oh, brief glimpse back. Cold feet. Earn. Doppelganger not ready. There it is. Jumps up. Oh, he doesn't make it to the low ground. If that's what he was shooting for, he just casually walks out of a static storm, tries to go the other way, and there's another emphatic crit coming out from Silent. Put him to bed, but No Tail is certainly a very cheeky guy.
another executing blow. And that kill on Phobos was really, really close. He just turned the corner, and I think No-Till almost lost vision. Thankfully, his illusions had the third ability, the Phantom Rush, coming out to chase him down. But he just lost mana as he was in mid-cast animation. If he got the surge off, No-Till would have had to invest another Diffusal charge for it. So pretty close. In the end, he died for it, and it's not really worth it. But it's somewhat, you can somewhat say space for OG. As we can see right now, DK at 10k net worth versus Miracle 7.5. It's not enough farm that they have to be able to take it to their door. Bottom lane, the Doom's going for a play again. It's not enough to get the kill on though, but Radiant's complete.
He's got a lot of hate for that Disruptor, but unfortunately couldn't get past Silent, and now Silent 4-2 and 7. He's got the Radiance in hand, and I mean, I can't help now, but I'm so enticed by your DK Radiance. I'm just curious what the benefits are that most people haven't seen. Like, why the Radiance? And does it offer anything special for a DK as opposed to just someone else going for a casual Radiance?
You know, I haven't tried it myself, but I started thinking about it more, and I realized, like, you know, the transition happened between the Shadow Blade to the Blink Dagger because, one, you know, we first saw it introduced by Rabbit when he was on VG. He just blinked in so aggressively into enemies' bases, and when DK usually pushing, all he wants to do is just face, because natural spell kit, as well as tankiness, usually is more superior to yours. And, you know, before people did Shadow Blade because, oh, you thought it helped DK farm better, he might have better map presence, but, you know, Blink, no mana cost, 1200 range, terrain skipper all around the map, 12-second cooldown. It's just fantastic all around. And I think the theory is that the next 2, 3, 4k gold that you Dragon Knight, unless you're gonna close out the game with it immediately, you know, you can go for a TP item. So Radiance, actually, with mischance especially, is really great in that aspect.
Oh. And on top of it, you have the reduced damage he can dish out with that powerful nuke, which he's looking to put to use on Moon. He's going to get snagged up with a snowball. G tries to bring him all the way back in, gets hit with the Walrus Punch. Now doomed up. It looks like the DK will go down. Silent will be losing his first life. The rest of Virtus.pro are just not at the ready and available here. So it looks like they're going to be losing a couple of precious cores. Silent's making them fight for it, but they will not be dropped. And it's a fight where Phobos is just like, guys, that was a crazy fight bottom lane. Where were you? And, well, you know, we know FNG, he's trying to hit him with an Ice Blast. They don't have Lil in that Static Storm, though, and they were just, frankly, outnumbered there, Claire. And now OG are going to be able to pick up a free Aegis for it.
Yeah, let's just hope they don't take too much damage. Pit, though, I think a nice, here it is. It is coming. Dazzle won't be able to heal through it, but it doesn't seem like Roshan will be able to do enough damage to the entirety of the line.
Yeah. And it's only level 1. It's going to be a measly, quick-timed one. And Phobos is like, guys!
Oh, Phobos needs to be careful here.
He was almost like, he was like in the zone, but now he's got to get the hell out of there. He is done for. Oh, no! Man, too bad they don't have an Echo, but oh, what a Static Storm setup! They need a follow-up. Can they get it? Oh, man, they're doing serious work capitalizing that snowball, but it doesn't matter. It looks like OG are still going to be able to sweep through with greater numbers and take them down. G, and not there. And with that, they will be losing 2, but Virtus.pro, they lose 4 all day with that bottom lane exchange, and they still get to have their Aegis, so very nice.
Yeah, it's, I think, if I'm OG, I'm very happy with that, of course. My 3 cores just got bigger by killing the enemy 3 heroes. Of course, they're down now, which means the cores can farm up the enemy woods, push out lanes more aggressively if they choose to do so, and again, overall, they should be very happy with all the events that transpired over the last 2 minutes. It really came down to rest of his team leave without the, you know, we had the FNG Ice Blast go down already. That was towards the escape. Lil was nowhere to be found in that area, and No-Tail is this is a close one. I think he's gonna take out actually.
You really? Oh, he's fine.
Oh,
and just
okay,
in case they have a grave and everything.
It's level 1. If it was level 2, it would have ticked out for sure. I didn't realize FNG is only level 10 right now, and close call still. But it does show them. Well, I guess I was about to say it does show them they have a ward in the area, but it was just a guess, just like saying what's his natural follow up after this. Maybe it's just there kind of thing. Nice shot, right there.
Yeah, it's a shame it's not one of those kind of glorious support AA games where you're got the luxury of picking up a Midas in a decent time before like 20 minutes or so. He definitely would be level 11 or maybe even working on his first component of his Ags, but for now he's just stuck with his arcane boots and on some serious selfless support duty. Look over.
Speaking of which,
the
yeah,
priorities on Lil.
Has FNG ever bottomized? Like, has he seen that item in a Dota game before? This guy usually plays like 8th position or something for his team.
Yeah.
Ever self-sacrifice. PD style, really.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, probably the bigger shot caller for the team as well, so he gets a better scope on the game when he can kind of sit back and literally chill out in a different lane and just shoot 3-pointers from different lanes. But I can't really blame him if he... I was a bit over ambitious right there, but you know, if of the two supports and they're making it go on Miracle, but oh man, he's quick to react. One run to the hill and he is gone. Oh, they got the glimpse though. Oh, they got the vision. Was that from the Ice Blast vision? And I don't know, but they get him back in and they take him down.
That was actually, it was the vision that the Thunderstrike provides. It's like, it's just like Track. They actually removed the AoE vision coming out of it, which kind of sucks, but might have been necessary due to circumstances.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, Miracle, I'm pretty sure he knows, but I'm just gonna lay it out there. With Ember Spirit, you can actually dodge glimpses. You just have to time it right with the Fire Remnants. And if you're Fire Remnant, if you throw it out on the max range, which is like 1500, when it goes past like 1100 range, that's when you move really fast. But if you jump to your Remnant as it's in transition in the air, before like the 1100 range, your travel time's like 1.5 seconds, and it's really, really long. It usually helps you dodge the glimpse. I think Miracle came close to it every time, but instead now No-Tail's gonna die.
Oh my goodness. They led in this fight, got a good glimpse back on the fly, took out the Dazzle, and now they have an opportunity to go for No-Tail here. No-Tail turns his attention to G, but they got another glimpse back for No-Tail, and PL is going to be down for the count a minute without a buyback now, and this is going to secure Tier 2. Hell, we might even see Virtus.pro happy to push down this mid lane a bit and do some work on the Tier 3. 30 seconds, though, for DK's ult. Oh, Miracle.
Oh dear, yeah, there's a glimpse available
glimpse back
as well.
again. This time he has a Static Storm, but he doesn't commit for it. He put it up in the base. Oh, bit awkward there. And they might have to get the hell out. They're running back it away. Snowball all the way forward. G's got the move speed, though. Steps on out. Silent's going to lose his first life. Will Virtus.pro be at his backside? He's committing in with the stun. Weave's already out, though, from Fly. They're looking to stand and plan here. Moon, though, eating a lot of damage. Ice Blast comes on through, and it's going to be good. Miracle eats the bit of passive damage from it, and if they can get him low enough, he might pop here. Oh, they're going to get Lil. That's a gem down. It is going to get quickly snagged up. Miracle stays alive with the help of the Shallow Grave from Fly. Wall going to be committed here. Miracle, slide of fist, but he does go down. Virtus.pro, they're left barely alive. Weak and wounded at this point, hustling gems around. And now Crit even committing in. G turns it right back around. He will go down. And they're going to get Phobos. It's 5 down all day on the side of Virtus.pro. Fly has been dishing out. He's the paramedic of this fight. He goes down at the start of the whole thing, but when he returns, man, he just dishes out the support. And OG managed to come out on top. Does it cost him anything extra? No buyback or anything.
Yeah, that was a really close fight, like from the beginning to the very end as well. I'm surprised that G decided to reinitiate from the high ground there with the blink instead of just running away and saving the gem for his team. I guess he saw that there were only 2 supports, but No-Tail just respawned and they're both beside the base. So you really have to respect the respawns and buybacks and all these things. As you said, there was no buyback in the fight. Something very interesting happened. You recall, like at the start when Nil glimpsed as well as used the rest of his kit with the kinetic field as well as static storm and completely whipped it. You know, he actually timed it very well. And Lil's like a 7.7k player. You can't question this guy's mechanics, I don't think.
Of course.
But what happened was Ember's Sleight of Fisted earlier, and Sleight of Fist actually repositions the Ember Spirit for that instance, for that 0.2 second instance. And nice stun dodge by the blink coming out of Ember at bottom, but he actually glimpsed the Ember Spirit to one of the places where he was when he slighted, and now he's gonna die. Actually.
I see. He was trying to take it to the next level. This time, though, he's got the remnant to make it back and away.
Oh, Lil. Yeah, that was sort of a mistake. I think he should have just dropped the static storm, and then if he thunder strikes with the static, you can always chase the target where he is.
Yeah.
Glimpse, and that was a slight mistake coming out of Lil there, but yeah, like it was a really awkward engagement there, and if they got the static on the Ember, I guarantee that fight would have looked completely different.
But not the case, and Virtus.pro were shoved back. Didn't get as much damage on that mid lane as they were kind of hoping for at that point. And they still know there is a clock a-ticking in this game, and OG still have a very, very scary late game fighting kind of a lineup right now. And even though Miracle may have been punished a couple of times, he doesn't have a winning KDA. He's 5, 6, and 5. You know, he still always finds a way to stay in the top of the net worth at this point, second for his team. They're all pretty neck and neck as far as top net worth goes, but he's already got his Battle Fury, the boots. We already saw him put that blink to good use. And now the farm is only going to get a bit scarier for him. And now Virtus.pro, recognizing that Roche could be an option in the near future here. Looking to just kind of sweep the plains, if you will, and scout out possible options here. But high ground advantage right now is for OG, and they're going to try to catch out a weak FNG. And he's got assistance with the Force, and they'll just give each other a little bit of dirty looks here, but no follow through yet. Oh, there it is. G's going to make a committed go here. Claire on to Miracle. Static Storm right on top. Vacuum back. Ice Blast coming out. Virtus.pro. Are you kidding me right now? They line that one up beautifully. They wipe out everyone but No Tail. They want him.
Oh,
and he's not making it away. It looks like it's going to be a 5-man wipe here. No Tail to drop. The two of them looking to finish him off. Another execution style from Silent with the crit at the end. And they just take out all of OG. They only lose FNG, but he had already done justice, Claire. He put out a huge bowling ball of an Ice Blast, and they just took the whole fight.
Oh man, they did, man. What seemed to be a single kill on Miracle, who got initiated on, followed up with a whole bunch of OG members coming in to save with crit blinking in to try and snowball his friend out, and then followed by the PL coming in with the Doombringer, and they just got wiped, man. There's no BKBs on the damage. The heavy burst of magic coming out. Obviously, it's gone to where both the DK as well as Bass, in a sense, they can still shove in the enemy's faces, regardless of Doom, regardless of PL with like 100 illusions with Diffusal. It just does not matter as long as VP's 5 right now.
And I don't, they don't have the BKBs, but are they ever going to even get BKBs? These are heroes that's like, if we get a BKB, that means that we need to play defensively, and we don't want to have to play that kind of game. But in this game, they might just have to here. They got glimpses happening still, more setups from Lil. He's looking for something.
He's got a Shadow Blade, Coddle. Holy smokes. Shadow Blade Disruptor, man.
Lil might need to put it to use right now. Get it? He uses it and he TPs. They don't have the vision. He's gone.
Goodness.
Value on the Shadow Blade already.
Yeah. Dude, who needs a Glimmer Cape on this? Buy a Shadow Blade and move faster. This guy's a magician for sure. And again, it's OG. They have to find these picks, but it's so difficult to do. And they can't run into the Wraith King even though they see the supports. Looks like they want to go in now.
OG desperate for a fight. They smoked up after they couldn't get the catch before. Ice Blast through all of them. Vacuum back through the wall. Miracle's heading out north to make it away. No Tail towards the east here. FNG still alive and well. They get their first kill, taking out crit. Virtus.pro continue to hold strong. Another wonderful glimpse back. Miracle tries to slight back and away, but he is not making it out here. He goes down, and Virtus.pro, two huge fights now coming their way. For the rest of OG, they split out. They try to find some side farm, but the pushes are coming here. And they have clearly not been able to peak to the level that Virtus.pro are currently at, which is over 5K in net worth and rising fast.
Man, Miracle must be extremely frustrated right now by what Lil's been doing to him the entire game. Literally, every single time he dies, it's either due to the Static Storm putting him in place, or the Glimpse just shoving him all the way back to where he doesn't want to be. And there's a buyback.
Oh, there it is. They got to make this count. Silent losing some mana here. Still has his ulti, but they don't want to finish him off quite yet on the back-end side. Vacuum back. They're going to be able to take down crit. Glimpse back in, but it's going to be avoided, so they stay out in the back lines here. They're going to get the first finish onto FNG. Silent will lose his first life, but here comes G and company, and they just shred through Miracle like he's paper. He's out 80 seconds, no buyback, no tail. Could meet the same fate, but he does get help. There's the Glimmer, but they got the pullback. All the meanwhile, Silent gets the finish on the Moon right inside his own home base. And now they're going to get No Tail here. And No Tail goes down. It looks like Virtus.pro are going to be taking game number 2, and we're going to be in for a game 3. Final hurrah for Moon is a buyback of a TP, which will have to be canceled, but this mid lane Rax is down.
Man, Miracle down for another 50 seconds with that buyback, and No Tail, have
Dire's
buyback,
top tower is under
zero
attack.
defusal. He wouldn't be able to mitigate this push coming out of both Wraith King as well as the Dragon Knight.
Dire's
This
Skype
is-
may
this
be
is
a
looking
bit
like a GG
shaky, Claire,
scenario.
at this point. I didn't.
Dire's
Oh,
top
there you are.
barracks are under attack.
Sorry, Claire, I didn't catch much of that last thought, but it is going to be game.
Dire's top barracks
And it looks like
have fallen.
Virtus.pro have done it. Huge team fight that peaks a lot sooner. OG maybe a touch too greedy this time or something. Very uncharacteristic draft, I'd have to say, for them. This was also an Ember pick into the Disruptor, if I'm not mistaken by that. I'm not too sure, but overall, VP get their first win with Silent as their core player here, and it looks like we are having internet troubles here. A bit with Claire.